that obviously Caitlin Clark was going out of her way to try to put on some mass, some bulk, all right? And frankly, who could blame her after the way last season went, her rookie year, because you could tell there was a lot of women that were just flat bigger. Even if they were as tall, they were just bigger and looked like a more mature kind of body type that you would expect in a professional basketball league.
Caitlin Clark is back, and she's bigger, stronger, and more determined than ever. Gone are the days when defenders could throw cheap shots her way, hoping to rattle her. The WNBA bullies who thought they could push her around have another thing coming, because this Caitlin Clark is done being the easy target.
4 from the field, and she's guarding Clark 94 feet. Clark? Oh, whoa, looks like Clark got smashed, no call. Here's Thomas the other way, Mabry a 3, no.
Caitlin Clark has been in the gym stacking muscle, like she stacks up points, and now she's about to make the league regret ever trying her for too long. She's had to deal with the dirty plays, the excessive contact, and the unnecessary roughness. The intentional bumps and shoves meant to send a message. Well, message received.
You're getting some aerobic fitness in. Good. I need it.
In Clark's response, hitting the weight room harder than ever, preparing herself for what's coming, she's no longer just the best shooter in the game. She's a physical force ready to stand toe-to-toe with anyone who dares to test her.
Figured out the right way that I need to get stronger. She's done a great job of getting in the weight room and focusing on her strength in terms of low center gravity, time under tension, all of those things. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is starting to make the rounds today, and it is wild. I mean, we'll look at some fan reaction, but it's clear Caitlin Clark has put on real mass, been in the weight room. I mean, guys, that's real shoulders and guns. I power lifted for 15 years and was a bodybuilder. She's putting in the work now, all right? She is putting in the real work. Right here. Another one right here. I mean, those arms, seriously, right here. The WNBA is, I mean, they're on notice. Look at these arms and these shoulders. Her trapezius muscles have really popped out.
In her college days, it wasn't uncommon to see defenders try to knock her off balance, get in her head, and slow her down with sheer physicality. But Caitlin adapted. She never backed down, never lost focus. She took the hits, absorbed the contact, and still found ways to dominate. But now she's not just absorbing the contact. She's dishing it out too. Let's be real, some of the so-called veteran players in the WNBA weren't too happy about her arrival. They've seen what she brings to the game, and they know she's coming for their spots. That's why they've tried to rough her up, hoping she'd fold. But instead of shrinking, she's been preparing. Instead of complaining, she's been working. And this time, when a defender tries to send a cheap shot her way, Clark's going to stand her ground, stare them down, and keep playing her game. She's no longer just dodging elbows. She's ready to throw some of her own. She's not letting some ill-intentioned goon derail her season with a reckless foul. That's not happening. Not this time. Clark is stepping into the new season with a body built for war, a game sharper than ever, and a mentality that says try me if you dare. And if the WNBA thought she was dangerous before, just wait until they see what happens now that she's got the strength to back it up. Caitlin Clark didn't just wake up one day with this intimidating new frame. This was months of relentless effort, sweat, and a deep understanding that the only way to shut up her doubters was to outwork them every early morning lift. Every grueling conditioning session, every rep in the weight room was her way of saying, I will not be pushed around anymore. She attacked this offseason like a woman on a mission, bulking up with a level of dedication that only the truly great possess. Her arms sculpted, her shoulders broader, her legs built to explode past defenders and absorb contact like it's nothing, and her biceps. Those biceps look like they're ready for all the smoke. This isn't just an improvement. It's a transformation into a basketball machine, and let's get one thing straight. Clark was already lethal before, even with a slower start to the WNBA, a slimmer build, and defenders treating her like a crash test dummy. She still put up historic numbers. She still broke records. She still proved why she's the most electrifying player to enter the league in years. So just imagine what's coming now that she's added strength to the equation. If defenders thought keeping up with her was a nightmare before, they're about to experience pure horror this season. But here's the kicker. Clark isn't doing this alone. She's not just stronger physically. She's stronger in every way. She's got veterans in the locker room who have her back this season. Pros who see her potential and want to make sure she reaches it in the WNBA may have had a few players who wanted to test her. But guess what? She's got her own enforcers now. Players who are ready to step in, set the tone, and make sure no one gets away with unnecessary cheap shots.
They were up in the first quarter. The Fever getting their first win last night in Los Angeles. Yeah. That's got to be pretty tough, I would think, on Caitlin to just really be patient with herself and with her team. And that's not a virtue of Caitlin.
And let's not forget the mastermind behind the madness, her world-class coach, a tactician who knows exactly how to weaponize this new version of Caitlin Clark, a coach who isn't just giving her the green light to take over games, but is actively designing the system around her strengths with a team that believes in her, an enforcer to watch. Like it was just part of the game, no different than winning a rebound. Carter had no problem flexing her physique like Clark was going to have to earn her respect the hard way.
In the voting last season. Clark, Emmer, 3 Sky players coming over.
But here's the problem with that kind of thinking. It only works if the target stays down, and Caitlin Clark, she didn't stay down then. And she's definitely not staying down now, because this new version of Clark, the one who's been putting in work in the gym, sculpting her body into a machine built for endurance and power. Yeah, that version isn't getting bullied anymore. In fact, Clark getting bigger only highlights the massive size difference between her and Carter. And it's not just height. Caitlin's wingspan, her frame, and now her added muscle make Carter look like an undersized guard trying to fight out of her weight class. If Carter tries that same move again, she might find herself bouncing off Clark like she just ran into a brick wall.